Hello, people sitting in the house doing today. I just want to talk about something, and I suppose a lot of young people would relate to me in talking about this. And that is because we're losing loads of our young teachers in both primary and secondary schools. And I'm sure everybody, all the young people would agree with me. We don't want old battle axes, in other words, teaching us. We want somebody who is down with the kids and knows what young people's problems and knows, how to interact with young people and how to deal with young people. And that's something I really admire young teachers for, because they come out of college and they know this, they know the style, they know what's up. Um, and they're a lot more fun, they're a lot more open minded than teachers back years ago, and still to this day the old style teachers, I suppose you could say. There's still someone around that just don't care and just want to walk. And that's not good. People might say you pay for an education system that tries to teach people, but you can't force yourself to learn things. You can only learn things, in my opinion, you can only learn things that you want to take in, that you will remember. Like you say, if you want to become a scientist, you really wouldn't be too interested in geography. Let's just say geography. You'd be more interested in science and maths, and you wouldn't really care much for geography and the geography teacher. And and it brings me back to this point, and I keep saying, I can say it forever, and this goes back to the strike too that's happened on the 4th of February. There's so many young teachers, I know for a fact, and I'm telling you this now. Last week I was in touch with a young teacher I know. Obviously she's teaching 3 years in this country. And as she said, she can't take it. And simple as she can't take it, and she's been saving up for the 3 years, to move away, to move to Australia. And you know what I said to him? I said to him, if you have the money, you have your life ahead of you, I would take my advice, leave. Simple, that's what I said to him. Because, you couldn't really afford to pay for a car to bring her to school. She was wasting our money nearly on her car and then her rent. And, it wasn't much of a life for her and for her boyfriend. It wasn't much of a life. And, as she said, she would have got 50 times more pay than where she's going in Australia. And she already has an offer already, straight away. Without even a doubt, straight away we take you, no bother. We give you higher pay, we give you higher conditions, more holidays. Everything you want, we're going to give you. And it's simple as that. That's the way they were over in Australia. In this country, they're like, we're not going to give you anything. We don't care. And I'm sure everybody would agree with me. If somebody said that to me, I'd be like, I'm going with that. That's a lot better. More money, more holidays, better quality of work than you're living in this kip of a country that, expects people to work with, 50 cents more or less. That's really what the Department of Education expects teachers to work with, 50 cents. Because, they're damn miserable in the Department of Education to spend any money. And I don't blame the teachers. I really, really don't blame the teachers. They do the best. I know myself. I see so many young teachers. They always try and encourage young people to, pursue their dreams, to do, encourage them to do things. And, they do their best. They do, and I have to say, I see them doing their best. And, basically the government gives them the finger. And I might as well be honest, especially to our young teachers. The old teachers basically get more money than, the younger teachers now, the young teachers coming in and out of college. And, my advice to young teachers, and I really have to say this, the government are trying to get Irish people back from abroad to try and get them to work, obviously, for little or nothing. And I say to them, if you come back and you're working for, half the money you work for in other countries, then I have to say, that's absolutely stupid to come back to this country and work for 50 cents an hour, because, that's might as well what you work for. And then, get 50 times the money in Australia. And she's going to get 50 times the money. And she's in Australia now. And she said she got a forced check this week, and I'm happy to report that she did get a forced check. It's the highest, it's actually more money than she got in 6 or 7 months in teaching in this country. It goes to show you how much of an absolutely terrible system we have in this country in relation to education. Like 6 or 7 months higher, like in 1 month she gets 6 or 7, not even a week, in other words, she gets more money than that. It's absolutely joke. It's an absolute joke. That, especially young teachers, like the old teachers, you should just kick them out. Because, they're out of style, and, we meet young teachers that can interact with the kids and, talk to the kids about problems and all that. But obviously the Irish government have a very, very different opinion. They just want to, squander money on OIC commemorations. Because obviously that would have took money. As I said it so many times, it would have took so much money to police it, And to get it up and going and to get this, that and the other done with it, it would have probably cost the country a bomb. It would have cost about 6 or 7 million to get that OIC commemoration. And you know what, they were like, oh, do you know what, should we spend it on the schools? No, we put it into the Black and Tan commemoration. How about that? I say that's what they were discussing in Leo Fark and Simon Covey. Should we put it to the teachers? No, we should put it to the Black and Tans. Because they suffer more than the hard young teachers working their asses off to pay pay their taxes, they pay to keep themselves going. They pay the taxes of the government, paying their wages. And you know what, they're like, let's scull the money on OIC commemorations. Very good idea. We get elected. You know, that's the logic in this government. There's no logic. There's actually no logic. No matter what they think, no matter what they try and do, there's no logic in it. There's really no logic what they think about. The only thing they think about is their back pockets, and when their back pockets start to fall down a bit without any money, then they start to complain, and then they start doing something. But until then, we're not too bothered. And it's it is sad, and I said it to her. It is sad that she had to leave this country, and I did feel very sorry. And I apologise on behalf of the government of Ireland, so the government can take me for a bit of an apology for her, because I did feel very bad. Because obviously I did raise it with a few local TDs and a few, county councillors, saying, we have to treat young teachers, especially coming out of college, with some kind of respect. And I was basically just ignored. I was basically just told, what do you want? that's as simple as that. Like, what are we supposed to do? And and that was before the election. That's the most laugh. And if I rang them now, they'd be like, oh God, yes, we sort that out, no bother. And I'd be like, then she's not Australian now, what are you going to do now? That's just the crack you have now in this country. As soon as you ring them now, no bother, we get that sorted, no bother. And then after the election, like, oh, I couldn't be bothered. It's honestly just the biggest joke in this country. But anyway, this country is a joke. This government is a joke. It's actually beyond a joke. It's actually an insulting joke that we have a government that's incapable of doing anything. But anyway, hopefully we might have a new government that might do something. I use the word doing something, do anything, but sit down in your big fat houses getting big checks. Simple as that. That's one thing I really want. Nothing else matters, as long as they do something. I use the word something. If they do something that'll benefit everybody, then, happy days.